Hi there, as promised a few weeks ago, I'm back to reviewing some games. It probably won't happen very often, maybe once a month, and there will be a slight change to the format of my reviews. I've decided what I'm going to do is play the game for a maximum of 10 minutes by setting a timer on my phone, and wait when the 10 minutes is up, I'll make the decision as to whether to keep the game or not. That'll help me get through the reviews and my collection just a little bit quicker. There may be a few exceptions where the game's so terrible I won't play it for even 10 minutes, and a few where I might be enjoying it so much I'll play for a little bit longer. But generally speaking, 10 minutes will be the most that my reviews will last for once I start playing the game. I will still look at the packaging and things like that as well. The first game I'm going to look at with this revised format is Otocky, which is a Famicom Disk System game. As you can see there's the packaging for it, and it's already loaded up part way on the screen behind me. So let's take a look at the fact file for the game. Autokey was released in 1987 for the Famicom Disk System. It's an exclusive to that system, which also makes it a Japanese exclusive. Published by ASCII Corporation, developed by CEDIC, or CEDIC, I'm not sure how you say that. And the price I paid for it, £17.06. Current going rate on eBay, the prices fluctuate wildly. In fact, it could be anything from £10 to £25, and that would get you either a boxed disc copy like I've got, or even a complete copy in the cardboard box that it came in. So depending on what you're after, you should be able to find a copy anything from £10 to £25. So enough talking about the game, let's get on and play it. As always, let's take a little look at the packaging for the game, and it will be a very quick look because that's pretty much it. There's a picture on the front of Otocky, the little character that's the star of the game, and his name, and some Famicom Disk System logos, and it's got what's presumably the name of the game in Japanese on the spine there, and again just some info on the back as well about what's on side A and side B. And we may as well take a look at the disc as well. So there you go, there's the disc, got the Otocky logo on side A, and you do have to swap over to side B to load the game in full, and there's side B, and that's about that. So here we have the Autokey select screen, which is basically a bunch of save slots for the game because it's on a disc, so it can save stuff to the disc when it needs to. So pretty much all I can do options wise is set a new one up. So I'll select the first one there, I can put my name in against it along with a lot of Japanese characters that I don't understand, obviously. There we go, so that's him selected. Then you get a number of options. The only one available from the start is game mode. There are two other options there that I don't know exactly what they are, and we'll probably never find out. So I'll start with game mode. Push the start button. I'll also start my timer for 10 minutes. And stage 1 is Otocky Land. And effectively the game is a scrolling shoot 'em up. You're scrolling horizontally, and the aim of the game, the aim of the level I should say, is to collect these musical notes to build up 5 of them at the bottom of the screen. You can see one's already built up there. Oops, and not get hit by enemies. Those were enemies there. And you collect the items by firing this ball out from the Otocky character. Oops. And as you fire them out, it plays a little tune, which is basically the rhythm aspect of the game. I'm not sure if there's any benefit from actually playing a rhythm. It doesn't really seem to gain you anything. It just plays this tune, effectively. I keep getting hit by those things jumping out the bottom of the screen. So Otocky only has 1 life, and he's got basically a health bar, and as his health diminishes, the ball that he fires out gets smaller until eventually you die. There's not really any other indication on the screen of how much health you've got left. And there's various things you can collect. I've just collected an E-piano, which has changed the tone of the music that's playing when he fires the little balls out. There's also, I've picked up along the way somewhere, like a bomb style weapon, which you do with the B button. You don't fire, by the way, I haven't mentioned this, but you don't fire as such until you push the D-pad in a particular direction. So you have to push in the direction you want to fire the balls and then press the A button to do that. So yeah, he plays this tune, and it doesn't really seem to add anything to the game other than playing the tune. getting the rhythm in a nice order doesn't seem to improve your score or anything as far as I can tell. So I've got 4 musical notes across the bottom of the screen there. I only need 1 more, but I'm very close to getting killed now as well, which is a bit of a worry. Oh, 1 more hit and I think I'm probably dead. So I'll use those bombs a little bit as well. Oh, I've collected a clavy now, whatever that is. And then you can see my little balls I'm firing out are now absolutely tiny, so I've got to be very careful. 1 more hit and I'm dead, I think. I've run out of bombs now as well. I'm not sure there's any way to sort of replenish the character's health. Oh, that's so annoying because I was so close to completing that then. So that's game over. And you can either continue or save. If you save, it saves it to disk. Not a lot of point saving because I'm right at the beginning. So let's give it another go. So the level doesn't end until you collect these musical notes. It will just keep scrolling and repeating forever if you don't collect them very efficiently. Hopefully I'll get them a bit quicker this time, move to the end of the level. Well, I'm off to a good start. I've already got 2 musical notes. The main thing is to avoid those things that pop out the bottom of the screen, which I'm not particularly good at doing, it seems. There's various power-ups you can collect. I seem to have one at the moment that allows me to fire 2 balls in different directions if I'm quick enough with the D-pad. Graphics-wise, it's not particularly great on this level, at least. It's very blocky. Oh, these guys got me again. You think I'd learn by now. The main character's quite nice. The graphics are kind of chunky and cute, I suppose. The enemies are fairly cute as well. Oh, stop running into the enemies, you fool. And I think there are levels actually loop round already. I'm getting fairly close to the 5 musical notes this time. Hopefully I won't mess it up. Oh, that's just frustrating. And the other thing I haven't mentioned is the sound, which, considering it's a musical... Oh, there goes... This is disastrous. I'm really not very good at this game. Let's give it another go. And... yeah, the music, considering it's a music-based game, is actually quite grating and annoying. Which is a bit frustrating and a bit of a strange decision by the programmers of the game, I would say. But let's really focus this time on getting the musical notes and not getting hit by those things popping out the bottom of the screen. Oh, missed everything there. This is one of those games that gives you quite bad thumb ache with the D-pad because you're having to direct it in different directions and fire all the time. So I've already got thumb ache. And I'm 3rd time around on this first level. I have progressed reasonably well when I've played it before, but for some reason I'm making a right old mess of it. So hopefully I'll do it this time. I'm getting pretty close to the 5 musical notes already. I said that last time, of course. But I am really close this time. There we go. I think when you get hit, it takes the musical notes away as well, which makes it frustrating. So this is the end of the level. And the idea here is to then wear the 5 musical notes back down again by hitting these holes, which do spew enemies out periodically. So it's kind of like an end of level boss, but not a particularly good one. So yeah, you just keep hitting the holes. Try not to get hit by the enemies as they pop out of the holes. And you can just keep hitting the same one over and over again. You can see the musical notes at the bottom of the screen are wearing down. Nearly there. And there we go, that's the end of the first level. Finally got my act together. And so now the second level loads in, and hopefully we're at Onpu Circus, which, as you're about to see, is very colourful, very green, and the graphics are a bit more psychedelic, more reminiscent of something like Fantasy Zone on the Master System, perhaps. And there's a whole flurry of these musical notes to pick up right at the beginning of the level, which is good news. So the boxes generally have power-ups of some description in, but sometimes they do give you a musical note as well. So I've currently got a brass style sound coming from the balls I'm throwing around. I don't know what that is. That records something maybe, I don't know. Well, this is a good section to get some bonus musical notes and rack them up a little bit. And otherwise it's much of the same again, with not very interesting music, despite it being a rhythm based or music based game. Overall it's not particularly a great game, I don't think. It's got this reputation of being an interesting concept, but it's kind of boring. I'm nearly up to the 5 notes already though, so I'm doing quite well on this stage, much better than I was doing on the last stage. Oops. Saying that, I've just flown into an enemy. Bit short on the musical notes to collect here actually. And still it goes on. You can see that the levels aren't very interesting and they kind of repeat themselves quite quickly as well. This one's particularly pink and green. It's a lovely colour combination. I forgot about the bombs. They're quite helpful in places, I imagine. Oh, that's a useful one. It stops and lets you pick up the notes, and that's let me complete the level. Handy. So again, we go on to the end of the level, and it's more of the same. Again, it's a musical note that moves backwards and forwards, and effectively just hits stuff out. But here, you can just sit here and fire backwards and forwards. As long as you don't get hit by too many enemies, this should be quite easy to wear down. Oops. Nearly there. Oh, I've got killed just with the tiniest little bit of stuff to get rid of, and that's game over. Well, I think I've seen enough. I think my 10 minutes is probably nearly up anyway. But there's not much more to say about the game. There we go. My time's up. Perfect timing for me to say, not a very interesting game actually. I'm probably not going to get much more money than I paid for it by selling it, but I don't really see much point in keeping it either. It's kind of a frustrating game, not particularly interesting to play. The music's very disappointing considering the style of game it's supposed to be, and I've got really bad thumb ache from playing it for 10 minutes, so I'm going to get rid of that one at some point.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
2, 1, 0.